Hey guys, just fly through Saturday morning's session. So our warm up is some hip mobility work, a quad mash, and a hip flexor stretch. Okay, so our hip mobility. Okay, I've done this a few times now with me. So feet nice and wide, okay, sitting down on the ground, so I don't want my left leg to move now. Okay, so I'm trying to loosen out my right side of my hip. Okay, so I'm going to try and bring my right knee all the way down to my left heel to touch off the floor. Okay, so my left leg is staying in that position, nice and controlled all the way up. Now my right leg is not going to move, bringing my left knee down to touch off the floor as close to my right heel as possible, and I'm going to alternate over and back, nice and controlled and tempo as we do that. So you're going to do 10 to each side with that. Then we're going to do a quad mash. Okay, anyone that has a foam roller, we can use a foam roller. If you have a bar, you can use a bar. Okay, other than that, you can get a slitter, a hockey ball, anything at all. Okay, just to work into it. So quad from just above the knee to just below the hip, making sure we are working into it as much as we possibly can. Any sore spots, don't shy away from them, work into them as much as you can. Deep breath in, and then as we exhale, you're going to push your way into it a little bit more for about 8 seconds or so, and then start to massage that area again. Is that okay? So you work about 45 seconds on each side with that. Then the last thing we want to do is just a hip flexor stretch. Okay, a little bit like our quad stretches and stuff. It just kind of gets a little bit higher up, okay, with this one. So what I want you to do, okay, you can take something, I like to do this, okay, with something either behind my back, like in a squat stance, or something up overhead. It's personal preference, whichever you prefer. So what you're going to look to do is get a nice big wide stance. Okay, so I'm going to go out as wide as I possibly can, okay, into that position like that, and then from there, then I'm going to control and lower my knee down towards the rest on the floor. So it's more of a big kind of lunge position, okay, but it just when you start up tall and then lower yourself down, it's easier to get into that position. From there, I would either have a bar behind my back, or I will raise something up overhead. Okay, I will still have my ribcage down, but I'm going to lean slightly back. Okay, so I'm not arching my lower back as such. I'm ribcage is down, and I'm leaning back, using that weight up overhead to help. So I've got a big stretch all right down the front, okay, here, but it's a good bit higher up. Okay, so it's more into the hip flexor area. Okay, you will feel it in your quad as well, but we are going to be targeting that hip flexor. Okay, we're going to hold for 45 seconds, switching over 45 seconds on the other side. Is that okay? So once we have that done, it's going to be an 18-minute AMRAP. Okay, so this is long, so it's 18 minutes, as many rounds as possible. So we want to be pacing ourselves. Okay, so don't go off 100 mile an hour at the start of this. We need to be pacing ourselves, making sure we are good and consistent the whole way through. So what we're going to do is 24 walking lunges. So if you have the space, do them walking. Okay, so walking lunges, stepping out, knee down to touch. It is standing back up tall, bringing your 2 feet together. Okay, so what we don't want to see is this one, where we're doing that. Okay, but we're not actually bringing our 2 feet back together all the time and standing up tall. So it is going to be 24 walking lunges alternating. Once you have that done, it's going to be 12 push-ups. Okay, so 12 push-ups as normal, whether that is from the floor, raised platform, whatever it might be. Is that okay? Making sure we all look the exact same. Okay, so down, hands directly below my shoulders, keeping those elbows nice and tucked in, all the way down, chest to floor, and all the way back up. Same as if we were doing it off an elevated platform. It's going to be 12 push-ups. Then you're going to do another 24 walking lunges. Okay, once you have those 24 walking lunges done, to complete a round, it is 12 box jumps. Okay, so setting yourself up, if you have a box or anything, you can jump up onto a chair, whatever it might be, something in the garden, that's fine. You're going to do 12 box jumps. If you don't have access to a box or something to jump up onto, okay, we might have a lower sort of area, we can just do hurdle jumps over and back across it, okay, or we can do broad jumps, which is just an explosive jump for distance. Okay, so whatever it is that you have accessible to you. So one round is 24 walking lunges, 12 push-ups, 24 walking lunges and 12 box jumps, and you're looking to get as many rounds as possible in 18 minutes. Remember, pace yourselves with this one, okay? This is going to get really tough, okay, on the legs, especially with all those walking lunges and then going into box jumps and stuff as well. Is that okay? Perfect, good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:30 on Zoom.